What's good, people? Nice rainy day at the park. Actually, it was sunny about 20 minutes ago, and the rain decided to come down. I was gonna do this a little bit in another place, but come to my little canopy area over here that likes to chill sometimes. You know what I mean? And hopefully this thing will die down as I get my speak on. But chilling out in nature, you know your bro. It's the nature, bro, with the nature flow. Yeah. No, but okay, so check it out. Damn, it's really looking like it's gonna try to pour. Hopefully I won't be stopping this, y'all. But yeah, I wanted to say a little bit about I know my atheist people, you know what I mean? It's like, let me tell you something. I'm a gentleman of a level of compassion, you know what I mean? I would love for everybody to understand the majesty that is possessed when you know that God is here in your spirit. You know, I would love for everybody to, get on that journey, that understanding, you know? But I know some people just not there. But anyway, to that degree, I got a little story about, I know I've said before, like, my experiences aren't going to be anything to really sway anybody or, convince anybody of anything. If you atheist, you most likely going to do what you're going to do. But I still got a great story about how I learned that God is for real. In other words, how God proved itself to me. The first time God ever really proved itself to me, man, it's a cool story. Check it out. So I'm 17 years old, right? 17, a young buck living in Philly. I actually left the crib at 16, so I've been on my own for a year. I was doing some things that, was paying the bills that I'm not so proud of these days, you know what I mean? But it's something that, a lot of us go through, just being a product of my environment. And that's something I would never say I was actually a product of my environment. I know my environment was crazy, so it made me do a little bit of crazy stuff that everybody was doing. So I'm trying to find a nice spot. All right, let me get my nice spot real quick, because it's trying to come down on me. So yeah, I'm 17, right? I'm on my own. I got a little apartment, I was on my way to my brother's house that day. My brother lived over Jersey with his mom. And, I was going to go see them for the weekend. And, you know how kids do, you know what I mean? We do our thing. But anyway, so I go down to, and this is a great story about, like this is before I had a clue about anything metaphysical. And, all through this story, you can see all of the signs that come up. Like, and I'm going to illustrate that as I go. So, I'm on my way, okay, I knew that I was going to go out there later, right? Maybe it's morning time. And I go downtown to get my trans pass. I said, I get my trans pass for the week. I think it's like Saturday. And I'm like, okay, let me get my trans pass. So I'm good. Let me get my bus ticket. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if I'm going to do this right here, really. Yeah, I'm like, let me get my bus ticket. So I got my bus ticket. Now I had to go to 11th Street for this, right? Now later, excuse me, later in life, I come to understand that 11 is the number for Herukahuti, or the god of war. The same entity which governs Scorpio and Mars. Scorpio, yeah, Mars, Scorpio, Aries, right? This is all governed by on the Egyptian side, by the deity Herukahuti. So his number is 11, right? The place is on 11th Street. I go, get my ticket, get my trans pass. Okay, I'm good for the week. So I get back to the subway. Subway is also a Herukahuti reference because of, Herukahuti is all about motivation, being, being motivated and rolling and going. So engines, especially trains are associated with Herukahuti. So, phone is getting wet. So So, yeah, so I'm down 11th Street, and I start having those contemplated moments, right? I'm waiting for the train at 11th Street, and I start thinking, Dad, I haven't been into a straight up fist fight, or a trying situation, by which I would need to, show survival, and I haven't been into that in a while. Like, nothing has come to make me, have to get on my, defense of myself. So I says, I'm a bold kid, I guess, what I mean? I'm Scorpio sun sign, you know what I mean? Later I find out that my tutelary deity is also Scorpio. So a lot of my life lessons are going to come through a Scorpio or a martial realm, right? So I laugh because this is crazy and it's something I never do again. But I'm like, Dad, if I got into a situation, I mean, it's been so long since I've been into a situation, would I be able to handle myself? You know what I mean? Would I be, I mean, maybe everybody don't have those types of thoughts, but, coming from where I come from, yeah, that was one of the thoughts that I had. And I was like, I really want to know, I want to be sure that I could, handle myself and, whether it's, handling my hands or, coming with some level of street smarts or whatever, I need to know, what the deal is. I said, God, I want you to test me. I said, God, I want you to test me. You know what I mean? I said, and, really, at the heart of it, really, I was testing God. How about that? Trust me, I learned my lesson, but check it out. Peep the story. So I said, God, test me. I want you to put me in a situation whereby I gotta handle myself, where I gotta fight, or, where I gotta, figure my way on some street smarts or whatever, put me in a situation, you know what I mean? A young Haruka Huti child, right? Haruka Huti is about, risk don't matter. He'll take the risk, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the mission. A soldier, a total soldier at heart, right? So, okay, so, I'm down there, I said, I'm at 11th Street. Okay, so I lived the day. Now it's like, 6 or so in the evening, and I'm on my mission. I said, all right, let me go ahead and start my mission. So I go back down there. I get on the 551 bus to Atlantic City, which let me off in Sicklerville, New Jersey. 551, 11, right? So I take this bus. I get off in Avondale, and again, so I'm 17 years old, right? 17. I probably looked a little bit older because I was bigger. I was a big football-looking player, looking little dude. Anyway, so I get off the bus. I call up my brother on the payphone, right? This is back then, all right? So I'm like, yo, bro, I'm at the joint. Come get me. You know what I mean? He would get his mom's car and come grab me. But his mom had went somewhere, so to the store or something like that or whatever. So he's like, yeah, you gotta start walking. And the walk is maybe, I don't know, about good 3-4 good miles. You know what I mean? And this was back in the day, before the urban sprawl, before, the malls start popping up. So it was just, the two-lane roads, right? You'd be walking forever on the 2-lane roads, getting your walk. So, okay, so I start walking. So, back in the day, we was kids from the city, man. I'm like, all right, we gotta get some OE, right? So we go, I got to go to the joint, get some OE, and I got to get a joint of vodka, right? Later I learned that vodka is Haruka Huti's liquor, right? His fire water. Okay, so I go up to the joint. I'm a young boy, so I can't make it, right? And dude like, nah, you got to try something else, buddy. I ain't serving you. Okay, no problem. So I go outside and wait, chilling, do. And next thing you know, a couple dudes pull up, and I'm like, yo, these is older heads. It must have been around, I would guess maybe something like 35 to 40, something like this, right? Still pouring out here, trying to get my story in. Waiting for it to stop at any time. All right, so these dudes pull up, right? The one dude gets out of the car, he comes up. I'm like, yo, hook me up, you know what I mean? I can't make the joint, but I'm trying to get my da-da-da-da-da, right? I throw him some money. He like, I got you, young boy, don't worry about it. So he goes in, and while I'm out there, while I'm, chilling out there waiting for him, the dude in the car who was behind the wheel, this dude decided he got a problem. Like, I'm doing nothing. I'm sitting here waiting, hold up. So I'm just waiting, right? I'm doing nothing. I ain't even eyeing this dude. I ain't trying to do nothing, right? I'm just trying to be cool, get mine, and be out. So, dude just decides out of nowhere that he got a problem with me. Yeah, you young dudes, y'all think y'all can get whatever you want. I don't remember what his argument was, man. It was goofy, whatever it was. But this dude had a problem with me. So now he getting out the car. I'm still standing there like, waiting for his buddy. Like, this dude, like, I guess we was holding him up, or, like, this dude was just a total ignorant bastard. Like, he was on some dumb shit, like some real serious stupid shit. So he's like, he's coming from around the other side of the car, right? He must have been about 10 feet from me, you know what I mean? And as he's coming out, his buddy comes out, gives me my items, right? So I'm like, bet, he got my items, got my change, right? And but now the threat is still getting closer though, and I'm feeling it. I'm like, okay. So I get the thought, put the items down now. So I put the bag down, go put it down, and I stands back on my square, right? So now I'm on my square, and this dude is getting closer. He didn't lunge or anything, but he was getting closer. Now he inside my 3 feet. Boop! I hit him. The boy fell. Right? And, I'm like a stranger to this situation. Like, this is something that they brought to me. Or not they, but him. and his dude, see, what it was, I think the guy was a little bit drunk or high or something. Something was wrong with him. And his boy, he acknowledged it. Like, his boy knew the time. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy where I had to fight two dudes. The guy was like, all right, yeah, man, young boy, get your shit, man. Get out of here. Get out of here. So I'm like, all right, no problem. You know what I mean? I grab my stuff. And I start walking, right? So I'm walking down the joint. So something told me, so normally I would just stay on the right side of the street and keep going because, about maybe another half a mile or so, I got to make a right turn anyway. So I'm on the right side of the street already. But something told me, go to the opposite side of the street and walk on that side of the street. Okay, so I did that, right? I walks off across the street. So now I'm walking, and, a few minutes later, dude pulls up, right? He pulls up, he on the driver's side so I can see him, he see me. He like, yeah, okay, tough guy, right? I'm like, none of this is funny. I'm just sitting there like, oh, man, old here got a problem with me. What is this dude's problem? He like, yeah, you a tough guy, right? You da-da-da-da-da, right? So he pulls up maybe about another, 30, 40 feet. And pulls into a driveway that was coming up. Now, on the other side of the street, the right side that I normally would have been on, there's like low-hanging trees. Like the trees are coming down like kind of like this, right? But, they were like the long fern kind of trees, right? But like as you look under, I could see the dudes, yeah. But before I see anything, yeah, I get on to that side of the street. Something just say, go back to the other side of the street. So I go back to the other side of the street, and now I hear the car door close, and, I'm looking under the trees, and I'm walking. I'm still walking the same way. I sees the dude's feet come into view, and I do a little like this, and I see the dude got like a nickel-plated something in his hand. Dude got a straight-up gat. He about to straight blow my brains out there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, shit. So I took off this way into the woods. Man, I ran for about a good, 150 yards or whatever. And I stopped. And I sat down in the grass. I'm trying to get my breath back. And I just start busting out laughing because I asked for this shit today. The same day I asked for this shit. I said, God, I want you to test me. God put me in that situation. See, now, and forevermore, I'm 17, right? I got into metaphysics by 20 years old. You know what I mean? I've been meditating for the last 30 years of my life. You know what I mean? So I'm not a young boy. I know I got the pretty, the young boy. But yeah, man. Now you can't tell me that there's no God. You can't never tell, and I'll never do that shit again. Never will I ever test God. But totally, that was a test of God. I wanted to see what would, it wasn't. I didn't consciously think it as a test, but when I look back on it, that was my mind. It was like, damn, if I get this test that I'm asking for, then there's definitely a God. And that's exactly what happened, man. And then how about later I find out that my sun's sign is Scorpio, my tutelary deity is Scorpio. I understand the significance of 11th Street, the 551, the vodka, it was all Harukahuchi. It was all a test, a classroom that Haruki put me in. You know what I mean? What can you say to that? That's beautiful. Like, I think that's the most beautiful thing in the world, because what happened? God came out and proved itself to me. You know what I'm saying? And the sun comes back out. Hey, the beauty of it all, the rain disappear. Yeah, man. So that was that was one of the earlier proofs of God. Like, I've had many since then. I've had, I could tell you all kinds of metaphysical experiences I've had, and yeah, man, God is right there. Like, God is totally right there. It's inside of us. It's inside of us and it's outside of us. We are God, but God is God too. Just like a one teeny drop of water to all of the oceans and all of the seas. That's what man is to God. It's the same substance, same type of stuff, though not in the same quantity. And yeah, man. So that's my story. You know what I mean? Hopefully I don't influence somebody to go out there and get beat up or nothing crazy like that. But hey, this is the key is this: if you are sincere, that's what I say. If you are sincere and you search for God, then you will find Him. Right? God will search for you. You just have to be sincere. That's the only thing. Be sincere and you'll get what you need. Peace and love. I'm gonna get on y'all.